David Russell here, welcome you to another edition of the Cat's Lair, the broadcasting voice of Tenacious Fitness Unlimited. We're excited to have Nabil August again on our show. And it's a very special day for him. It's his birthday, so we want to wish him a happy birthday all the way in the United Kingdom, Nabil August. Welcome, Nabil. How you doing?
Yeah, not bad. Thank you. Thanks for the wishes. Great. It's been a fantastic day, and that's it. I think God's blessed. That's it.
All right. Well, again, we're blessed to have you on our show again. We're going to talk about sponsorship. I know a lot of our listeners have probably been really interested about sponsorship and how it works and things like that. And we're lucky to have you on our show, and you've delved a little bit into sponsorship a little bit. And our first question is for you. What advice would you give someone new in the sponsorship industry, looking to get sponsored, rather?
I personally would say if a person wants to really be sponsored, number one, he has to adopt through any sort of sports, not only specifically bodybuilding, but it can be any sort of sports. Try and get as much credit. Get yourself involved in that sports. Do participate in the sports. Get accreditation where you can. Where when you go to the sponsor for new sponsorship or sponsors, what happens is you start to get those deals where they're gonna first question arise that what have you done? What have you ever done for any sort of like sports? You know, I mean, what achievements you have. So my advice to anyone out there is do what you're doing, try and achieve an extra level or extra sort of accreditation while you go over there. Even if you don't place, it doesn't really matter. But the thing is, at least you've been out there, you have participated, you have involved yourself. So involvement is a very key point in any sort of sport, any sort of like industry of sponsorship, because they want it's a sponsorship, it's a marketing deal, and they want you to be out there representing. So the important, obviously, to anyone, either be a young youth who is just getting to either a high level school, or someone who's been just wants to be in any sort of like to the beginning, to the intermediate, to the advanced. Whoever wants to do anything, he has to be involved within that sort of a sports field. So the important thing is just get yourself involved, get accredited, and through there, obviously, you build up yourself. And once you build up yourself, then it's easy for sponsors. Then it's easy for you as a person who was looking for a sponsorship to go through over there and say, this is what I've done, and this is what I've achieved, and this is what I'm looking. Another main objective is to look out there, saying that what your future aims are. Not only looking at the past what you've done, but being focal point is that they want to see what you're going to bring on board. And this is what you have to have in your mind before doing anything.
So I totally agree with you. You want to mention to the sponsor, what types of things can you contribute, because it's kind of like a business-to-business partnership. You're getting something, and then in return, your sponsor would in turn want to get something to help their company out. Tell our listeners, Nabil, one memorable experience that you recall through sponsorship.
For myself, I think throughout the years of training, I've been training, obviously just training and getting where I am now. I mean, it's been quite a long journey, and the first important thing is, when you receive, I remember my memory with stuff was like, I was told, okay, I think we can sponsor you. And he said, okay, sponsor me. So for me, it was like, oh, all right, it's just a sponsorship deal, you know. I mean, what is sponsor? But the first sort of like supplement that came through my door, I think, wow, am I getting recognized now? I don't need to pay for my stuff, man. I mean, I don't need to pay a couple of £100, you know, or you know, any sort of things, you know. I mean, I don't need to pay. I mean, this is actually happening, and then I realized, you know, wow, this is fantastic. And not only this one, you know, it's sort of like, for me, it's been like any other stuff that has just come up, and whatever I do it will sort of like, whenever I'm signing with any other person, I keep myself the same sort of like level, you know, that, okay, fair enough, you know, this is the company I'm sponsored by, and I still have to work still to the, as I used to from the first day one with the first company that sponsored.
Right.
So same thing, I'm working with the same thing. And so that's the important thing. Apart from this one, you know, it's just obviously, it is one of the experiences that you can never forget, you know. And it's beyond. The only thing is, it should be inspiration, not only to yourself, but you have to inspire others as well. That what can happen, anything can happen, and nothing's impossible unless you keep yourself out there over there. Focus is the main important thing.
Okay. And that brings us to our next question. What are your thoughts on the state of sponsorship at the moment? I know you have your own company and you're doing very well in the United Kingdom and all around the world. So what do you think the current state of sponsorships
Sponsorship at the moment, I think it's a lot of pick and choose. I'll be honest with you. It's lots of industry. I mean, people at the moment, they want the well-known names within. You know, those names who are making a lot, and also lots of companies are going down. The reason why is it's a lot of competition. It's not like one of these big you know, companies will come down and will just take you. No, man. It's a lot of competition, and people want to take people who are pros at the moment. But there are companies out there which are beginning, and they want to give opportunity and time. So it's not saying, I mean, I'm not trying to put anybody down, but at the same time, I'm trying to say is, again, it comes to the first question. The question we just arose, a sponsorship, you know, advice would I want to give? Obviously, I won't say to someone, you know, of myself, or in any business, whatever you do, you know, they want to see your CV.
Right.
So this is the CV, you know. I mean, the thing is, they want to see people where they've achieved. Now, so many companies, they want to take pro, they want to take semi-pro, you know, players, you know. So the thing is, you have to, again, everything just automatically comes straight to the first question which we started with.
Right.
So you have to have a credit, and without that, I think it's very, very hard. And plus, taking any sponsor, you know, it's a lot of commitment. People
Right.
want to see a lot of work to do, a lot of hours. I mean, sometimes myself, when I'm sponsored with a few fantastic companies, you know, which is, I mean, Explosive Aid, which is globally as well, and with Nothing's Impossible with Gymwear, and with Hype Nutrition, which obviously supply, you know, fantastic as well. And to be honest, if you just check it out, how much work you know, there's a lot of work involved. You know, I mean, things like you have to have photo shoots, you have to be ready within a certain period of time. You know, you have to be ready for seminars, and there's a lot of things. So you can't say, okay, you know, you just adopt, take sponsorship, sit down over there, do nothing, and just receive things. So there's
Right.
a lot to give back.
Well, I heard you mention, you know, there are photo shoots and things as well as being ready. You know, you never want to, I guess you could say, be caught slipping for the most part, not in shape and things like that, because there's always someone right behind who's eager and willing to uphold that, stay in shape, do the photo shoots, be ready, market the brand, and make the company look good.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, as you should remember as an athlete that you are a brand.
Right.
Once the company takes you, you have to say, this is me, myself. And I want to be this brand. I want to be known out. How are you going to be known out? By taking a lot of time out, doing a lot of time working within the community, working within the media, working within the, the social media as well, and doing a lot of positive things and, bringing out, I mean, sometimes even the companies wouldn't say to me to do something, but boys, I will have my own imagination. I'll bring out something. I'll create something myself. So you have to. It's like a small. I mean, it was. I was just thinking a few days back something, and my coach Samir Bono just wrote, "Bodybuilding is an art."
Yes.
And he said it's an art, and I personally say, it's an art, but you are the artist of your own sculpture.
That's right.
And that relates to automatically to the entire your life, because it's how you portray. If you do it well, you will be known as well. So the same thing, with bodybuilding, with sponsorship, same thing is how you're gonna maintain, how you're gonna bring it out to show to the people. And you can do this one by you having your own creativity. You can't leave it.
Right.
It's like having, it's like having a coach, but the coach will be always, he can advise you, he can mentor you, but you are the one who's supposed to work hard for it.
I agree.
Simple
I totally
as that.
agree.
So it's a wise words, as you say, earlier on. It's a wise words. You have to have a lot and to give out a lot as well.
Yes. So where do you see sponsorship in the next 10 years? We're about out of time.
A lot of I think personally, media is playing a lot of great role, and social media. Like there's a lot of I mean, we can't say us human beings are going to be replaced by machines. No.
Right.
In this industry, so we wouldn't say in 10 years time, we'll still be the men people, man. We'll be the ones who are going to be showing some aggression on the any sort of like features in sponsorships,
Right.
or testing the brand and
Right.
saying, wow, this is a fantastic brand, so it's the same thing. I think it will improve. I mean, for surely the products, and throughout the 70s, if you look at 70s and 60s, what Joe Wade brought out and what now things, obviously the old school keeps on turning back, comes back again, the fundamentals coming back, but it coming with a new twist, something new, and this research is, and the industry of sponsorship is going to improve. Personally, I personally think it's going to improve. It will never default in anything, apart from obviously the only thing is that the industry will be looking. I personally think the industry will be looking for a well-known athlete who can market out there, who
Okay.
can be a focal point out there, who can be a people's person. You have to be a people's person. You have to be very good communicator. You get it? So
Right.
once you communicate, if a person, obviously, as I say, information is transformation.
I like
And if you
that.
can inform people, you can transform through a good way and explain to them, then you are a person who every company would want you. I mean, I'm blessed in a sense that, yes, I can work for any company, and it's a good thing, that I'm one of the person who can talk. It's just not saying it, but the thing is, I can talk, and I can even also go out there and try my best to bring out the companies and to bring networking. The important thing as well, networking is a very important. You as an athlete have got a lot of responsibility. Again and again, I will just repeat this thing, but you have to be a person who can do networking. When you
Hmm.
go out there, any athlete who wants to get sponsored, go out there, do research. You go to the shows, you go to the competition, you talk to the sponsors. This is myself, I'll give you my example, one of my examples. When I was competing in the Open Dutch,